In this section, we're going to talk about style. I don't have a lot to say about this that the book hasn't already covered, but one thing you will want to learn to do as you program is to be consistent in how you write code. I have students who submit code that is stylistically bad. It's very difficult to read. The purpose of style, the whole point of style is not to make you look like a clever programmer, but it is to ease communication between you and anyone who reads your code. Part of style includes documentation. Documentation is used to communicate essential information to other humans. The compiler doesn't care about it at all. In fact, it ignores it completely. But that doesn't mean that documentation and style are unimportant. Again, they are communications tools for other humans. Javadoc comments are a special type of comment that can be extracted with the Javadoc tool into HTML files. They're very useful if you do a Google search for certain Java keywords or classes in particular. You can find examples of the HTML that has the Javadoc comments in it. Look on the Oracle website, you'll see links there. We'll not do much of this, if any, in this class. So while it's important, very early on, we don't tend to do a lot. One thing you should do in each program you write is to put a little bit of comment at front that says what the problem is you're trying to solve. All right, indentation is one of the biggest pieces of style. I will show you two different styles that the book includes. I've seen these over the years. If we have any block, which is delimited by braces, there are two styles of braces that are used. Some people love one and hate the other. Some people hate the first and love the other. I don't care what the student uses as long as they use it consistently. The consistency helps communicate, and indentation helps communicate structure. Let's do our class again. We said public class welcome, and I put the brace there, and then public static void main print line, or what was it? Welcome to Java. All right. And this time I'm going to put that semicolon in first time. Okay. That is one typical style. That's what we call end of line style curly braces. Notice lines 1 and 2 have curly braces on the same line as the code. Now there's another style called next line. It's formatted like this. The curly braces, the opening ones, start on the next line, and that's why it's called next line. Let me comment these so it's clear. End of line. And see, this is documentation. I'm documenting it so as to communicate to a human line. Okay, so those are the two different styles that have been chosen and are the most popular. The number of spaces to indent, if you notice lines 3 and 11, the beginning of the main method, they're indented. I use 4 spaces. That's fairly common. Some people prefer 2 spaces. The thing with 2 spaces for me is that 2 just doesn't quite delimit or set off the structure quite well enough. Perhaps my eyes are weak. I don't know. But 2 spaces seems to be just a bit too little. Years ago, 3 spaces was considered good, but I think with wider monitors and all now, I think 4 makes more sense. Pick your own style and stick with it. Use end of line or next line as you prefer. Indent the number of blanks or use a tab set up for that number of blanks as you prefer, but just be consistent, because now I can look at either one of these programs and realize the structure. The outer structure is the class, and contained inside of it is a method, and contained inside of that method is a line of code, the print line. And it's very clear to me looking at that, the structure. I have an outer container, the class that contains a method which contains some code. And if I were to put a second method in, it would be at the same indentation level as the main method, and its code would be indented to the same level as the print line. And quickly, my mind can just scan over it and grasp the structure of the program. And that's the value of style. It's not about gaining brownie points or anything. It's about communicating. I say at the very bottom says indentation is usually a religious war, and the end of line, next line camp. I have seen fights over this over the years. It's not worth it. Just pick one and go with it.